Okay, so let's talk about this meme idea that I saw online. So with the new um, restricted list for a Digimon card game that was just released on October 17th, 2023, we got some new cards that were added to the list, so they are now restricted. We have some cards that came off the list. Surprisingly, the Gabumons from Starter Deck 6 and also from BT2 have been restricted. And I was like, why? Why were they restricted? They aren't really too much of a problem. And for Starter Deck 6 Gabumon especially, the reason was because it has this when attacking effect that is not limited to once per turn. And that effect is when attacking, trigger draw one, then trash one card in your hand. And I didn't think that was like a big thing. Like, I was like, why is this broken? And it is used in the purple WaruSeadramon line decks. Like, it was like still good, but I didn't think that was like broken. But let's talk about the meme that is online. So the meme encompasses 4 cards. So Sunamon, Star Deck 16. When attacking, if you have 6 or fewer cards in your hand, draw 1. This is not once per turn. Gabumon, when attacking, trigger draw 1, then trash 1 card in your hand. This is not once per turn either. And then WaruSeadramon from BT15. So this is an interesting card. All turns, once per turn, when an opponent's Digimon is played by an effect, all of your opponent's Digimon gain, on deletion, lose 1 memory until the end of your opponent's turn. So to specify this effect, it lasts for all of their Digimon until the end of their turn. The reason why it says once per turn is that it only comes into effect one time, so it doesn't stack. So if your opponent plays 2 Digimon out, so if your opponent plays a Digimon out twice in a turn, it doesn't add on, it doesn't stack, but the effect lingers for the initial time. So if your opponent's Digimon is played on your turn, like, it would last until the end of their next turn. But if they again play a Digimon by effect on their turn, then I believe that would stack. But anyways, this is once per turn. The important thing to know is that this is a global effect, so it does last until the end of your opponent's turn. All of their Digimon, they lose 1 memory on deletion. When attacking, your opponent plays 1 level 4 or lower Digimon card from their trash suspended without paying the cost. Any on-play effects on Digimon played by this effect don't activate, then you may switch the attack target to that Digimon. This is also not once per turn. And of course, Dimension Scissor. Main, one of your Digimon gains the following effect for the turn. When this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle and survives, unsuspend it. So here is the meme combo, where you can just draw and discard your whole deck. So if you have the Sunamon, you have this Gabumon, you have this WaruSeadramon, you have this Dimension Scissor. So WaruSeadramon, you use Dimension Scissor on WaruSeadramon. WaruSeadramon attacks. When attacking, then your opponent will have to play 1 level 4 or lower Digimon card from their trash suspended. And then because they played a Digimon by effect, all of their Digimon gain on deletion, lose 1 memory until the end of their turn. So anyways, this WaruSeadramon is now attacking. Your opponent just played out a level 4 or lower Digimon, and then they just have this blanket effect that when their Digimon is deleted, they lose 1 memory for all of their Digimon. And because part of this one attacking effect is that you can switch the attack target to that level 4, then, this is like an 8,000 DP Digimon. Most likely, you will win that battle. Hopefully they don't have a retaliation or anything, but if they do not, then they are in trouble. Because since you are able to delete the level 4 by battle, because of Dimension Scissor, you unsuspend the WaruSeadramon, And because you deleted a Digimon in battle, you gain 1 memory. Now this WaruSeadramon can attack again. So you keep attacking, unsuspending, attacking, unsuspending, attacking, unsuspending, and you keep gaining memory. So basically, you now have access to infinite memory. So how do the Tsunomon and the Gabumon come into play? Because you have infinite attacks, you can also have infinite draw 1 and trash 1 cards, draw 1 and trash 1 effects. Okay, that seems good, but how does this help the deck? Well, I have my own version of this meme deck idea, but basically you can cycle through your deck, look for the cards that you want. Like if you want a win con specifically, you can just cycle through until you find the win con, and then let's say you have 10 memory. You can play a card. You use up like all 10 of that memory. You play Digimon out, and then because you still can do the infinite attacking and gaining memory thing, you can go back to 10 memory. You can play 10 memory worth of cards again. You can just keep doing that. So you can just draw, trash, gain infinite memory, play a bunch of cards out, and depending on the cards that you play out, they could be your win con. So, okay, cool. You draw 1, you trash 1. You aren't gaining any more cards because it's like a net draw 1, trash 1, so it's like a net 0 in card draw. This is where the Tsunomon comes in. Because let's say you keep doing that, you have 6 cards in hand, you draw from the Tsunomon, and then you're like, oh, cool, I have 7 cards now. But what do? You just keep attacking, gaining more memory, and then when you have enough memory, you play another card. Then you have 6 cards now, and then you can keep drawing, so you can still gain card advantage while also cycling through your deck, while also gaining infinite memory. So there are several ways to play around this. This is my idea that I think, oh, cool, this seems awesome. It might work out. So here, now that we've established the combo, this is what I'm thinking for one possible build. So Tsunomon is the thing that helps you with the combo for you to get card advantage once the combo is starting, and then you can actually play the cards that you want and still continue the combo. Gabumon is good for the combo. It is now restricted to 1, which is kind of sad, but we also have this level 4 Garurumon from the starter deck that does the same thing. So it's still draw 1 and trash 1 when attacking. It's not limited to 1, so it's good that we still at least have this one. So I would say that the Gabumon and the Garurumon are the main cards that you really want to look for. You just need to find one of the two to start the combo going. So if you have Tsunomon, Gabumon, or Garurumon, and the WaruSeadramon, then you are good to start the combo. But you also need Ruli and Dimension Scissor. This is why I am keeping them at 4, like Garurumon at 4, because it's a necessary combo piece. Gabumon at 1, because you can at most have this at 1. WaruSeadramon, because it's a necessary combo piece, you want this at 4. Ruli at 4, because you just want to find Ruli for that green source. Dimension Scissor at 4, because you want to find Dimension Scissor to get the combo started. So absolutely, you need to max out Dimension Scissor, WaruSeadramon, Garurumon, Gabumon, and your green tamer of choice. I choose Ruli because Ruli is a memory setter, and also it really has a relevant effect. Like, there aren't too many memory setter level 3s, too many memory setter green cards that have good effects, but at least Ruli has a effect that can at least apply. Like, it doesn't gain benefit to the deck, but at least it's like the only one, or one of the only effects that you can actually use. But yeah, if you have a level 5 or higher Digimon attacking, you can suspend this tamer to suspend one of your opponent's Digimon with 5,000 DP or less, and you are attacking for a level 5 WaruSeadramon, so at least it can do something. But it probably... You can use any green memory setter. You should probably be all set. Okay, so for the rookies, BT15 Foscomon. So my idea is that I still want to rush them kind of, because I kind of want to poke at their security, see if I luckily am able to put a level 3 or a level 4 into their trash. Because if they don't have a level 4 or under Digimon in their trash, then you can't get this combo going. So I was like, oh, cool, let's put some rookies in to just poke a little. Just putting the rookies in will also help me to draw a little bit from Tsunamon. And I want some extra draw too, so I chose these 2 rookies because they have on deletion draw effects. So Foscomon, on deletion, draw 1, then trash 1 card in your hand. Tapirmon, on deletion, draw 1. So basically, Tsunamon, Foscomon, Tapirmon in the early stages of the combo, when you're still setting things up, just promote these rookies out, swing, get those card draws that you could possibly want just because you want to cycle through the deck, and also maybe poke a level 3 or a level 4 from security into trash. So yeah, this is why I'm also running these rookies. You don't really need like other level 4s. Like if you have Garurumon, then you're good. Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, you could run another level 4. Because like if you have like Scabumon, then you could run another level 4. So I'm going to adjust that later. Just add in another level 4 so you don't need to solely rely on this Garurumon. Just in case, in the low chance that you get this Gabumon, then you have another level 4 they can Digivolve into. But I will change that later. So I decided what deck really benefits from getting a bunch of cards in the trash. I was like, oh, Shoutmon Cross 7 Superior Mode. So this is the win con that I am going for. There are, other win cons I can do, but this is the direction that I want to go with my deck. When you would play this card from your hand by placing one Shoutmon from play as a Digivolution card of this Digimon, reduce the play cost by 1, and you may place cards in your trash as Digivolution cards for a Digicross. On play effect, return all of the Digivolution cards of one of your opponent's Digimon to the bottom of deck, to the bottom of its owner's deck, in any order, and return that Digimon to the bottom of its owner's deck. Okay, so you put all the sources at the bottom of their owner's deck, and then you put that Digimon to the bottom of its owner's deck. Okay. Your turn, all of your opponent's option cards, security effects do not activate. So the reason why I chose Shoutmon Cross 7 Superior Mode is because I do not want any security bombs to come out when I am successful with the combo and I actually want to start swinging for game. Just being able to nullify all security option effects is why I'm leaning more towards Shoutmon Cross 7 Superior Mode. It just makes sense because Shoutmon Cross 7 Superior Mode will only be coming out basically once my deck is at 0, all the other cards are either in play or in my trash, and I am going for game. Like putting everything out there, just putting my whole deck into the trash, going for game. So let's talk about why I chose these cards in particular. Taiki, Kira, and Nene. By placing one Digimon card with Cross Heart or Blue Flare and its traits from your hand under this Tamer, gain 1 memory and draw 1, start of your main phase. Your turn, when you would play a Digimon card with a Digicross requirement. By suspending this Tamer, you may place cards from under your Tamers as Digivolution cards for a Digicross. So this Tamer is just good at cycling through the deck. I am running a bunch of Cross Hearts, so it's pretty reliable to slide a Cross Heart under this card to gain 1 memory and draw 1. The memory could be helpful, but I'm mostly interested in this draw 1 effect. Just cycling through the cards so they can quickly get Garurumon, Gabumon, and WaruSeadramon in your hand. So just cycling through the deck to find these necessary pieces. I'm running one Gaussmon EX4. The reason is, it has a cool your turn effect once per turn when a card with the blue flare trait is played, draw 1. So it counts itself. The Twilight effect does not matter at all in this build, but even if you have this card in your hand and you just want to play this, it's basically just play 3, draw 1. So it's like a cool card to include. I included these cards in heavier ratios just because they are more relevant for the deck. So BT10 Shoutmon, I have 3 of these. On play, reveal top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 Digimon card and 1 Tamer card, both with Crossheart and their traits among them to your hand. Place the rest at the bottom of your deck in order. I don't really care about the on-play effects. What I really care about is the Rush Inheritable. So the win con is useless if Shoutmon Cross 7 Superior Mode does not have Rush. Because if you are basically going all in, putting all of your cards into the trash, then you're going to lose next turn. So you want to win in that one singular turn. So you are putting everything into that turn. So just having Rush is useful for Shoutmon Cross 7 Superior Mode. So I'm going to explain the ratios of these cards. Rush is very important for Shoutmon Cross 7 Superior Mode. Do I think that it's necessary to run 4 Shoutmons? No, not really. Because once you are getting started with this combo, then you are basically going to go through your entire deck, and you will probably find 1 copy of Shoutmon that you need. It is possible that you have some Digimon insecurity. So in the scenario that you have 2 Shoutmon insecurity, I just want like a 3rd copy. So you're like, oh, cool. I still have access to my win con. I find that 1 Shoutmon insecurity or just 1 card insecurity is kind of likely. 2 cards is also kind of likely. It's not very likely for 3 of the same cards to be insecurity. So just having 3 Shoutmons, 3 Omni Shoutmon, 3 Mervermon for the same thought process reasoning, 3 Shoutmon Cross 7 for the same reasoning. Like, you don't really want your pieces to be in security if you kind of want them. So I am running Shoutmon at 3, Shoutmon Cross 7 at 3. Cyberdramon is special because it has an inheritable, or it has this effect. Hand, main effect, if you have a Digimon with blue flare and its traits in play, by paying 3 memory, place this card under one of those Digimon as its bomb Digivolution card, then unsuspend that Digimon. So basically, I'm just using Cyberdramon for its effect to unsuspend Shoutmon Cross 7 Superior Mode. I do want Omni Shoutmon. I do want to see Omni Shoutmon, so I'm running this at 3, just again in case it's in my security. But it has this inheritable. While this Digimon has Shoutmon in its name, it gains security attack +1. So the goal is to give Shoutmon Cross 7 Superior Mode security attack +1. So it has 2 security checks, doesn't activate any options. And then you just keep attacking and then using Cyberdramon in your hand to unsuspend. The goal is to just get all the checks you need in 1 turn. And of course, don't forget that you still have that WaruSeadramon out. So, you also have an extra check from WaruSeadramon if necessary. But just to give myself a bunch of checks. So Omni Shoutmon, Cyberdramon for unsuspending. These are the pieces that I really want to see. Cyberdramon, like, you don't really need to use more than 3 in 1 turn. but just having extra copies just in case they are in security. So that's basically what I'm doing. Ignitemon. So Ignitemon combos with Mervamon, I'm just putting these into the deck for the purpose of having blockers if I need blockers. So Ignitemon, all turns once returned when you play a Digimon by an effect, gain 1 memory. Mervamon, when you would play this card, you can also place cards from your trash in Digivolution cards for a Digicross. And then on play, you may play 1 purple level 4 or lower Digimon card, or 1 level 4 or lower card with Crossheart and its traits from your trash without paying the cost. If Digicrossing, add 1 to the number of cards you can play with this effect. All turns off your Digimon with Crossheart from in their traits or with Retaliation gain Rush and Blocker. So if you have Ignitemon in your trash, you can use Ignitemon to Digicross into Mervamon. Mervamon on play, you can then play out 2 purple level 4 or lower Digimon or 2 level 4 or lower Crossheart Digimon. And then all of your Crosshearts and Retaliation Digimon gain Rush and Blocker. It Digicrosses for -3, so it can come into play for 8. But if you Digicross with Ignitemon, then you gain 1 memory back. So for 7 memory, then you are guaranteed like Mervamon as a blocker and possibly 2 other Digimon as blockers. The ratios are not good for having more blockers out, but that's why I'm running more Ignitemons. So you have more Crossheart rookies they can bring out. I'm considering it, but I may adjust some things with this deck. But right now, this is what I'm looking at. These are the rookies for the deck, and also Ignitemon. So technically, you could also evolve Ignitemon over Sunamon, but really, you want to be attacking with these rookies, so you can get the extra draw. But, if you already have the Garurumon in hand, then you can just go into Ignitemon, go into Garurumon, go into WaruSeadramon. So you do have a good amount of rookies for the deck, but you mostly want to focus on these 2 for drawing when you're starting the combo out. Garurumon just for actually performing the combo. I'm also probably going to add another level 4 in, just a little bit of a splash, maybe like 2 copies of another level 4, just in case if you do have this Gabumon, then you can just go into the secondary level 4, so you don't have to cycle as much to find Garurumon. But yeah, this is the main combo. So earlier I was thinking, let's add more unique card ID Digimon in. So let's put in Shoutmon Cross 5, Shoutmon Cross 4, Shoutmon Cross 4B, Shoutmon Cross 3, etc. But this is what I ultimately decided on. So the reason is you don't really need to Digicross into Shoutmon Cross 7 Superior Mode with, a Shoutmon on field and then 14 other Digimon for -15 costs. You don't really need to do that because you have access to all the memory that you need. Even once your deck is gone, you still have access to as much memory as you want because this WaruSeadramon can still keep attacking over and over again. And you do as much as you can. So even if your deck is at 0, you don't trigger the draw 1, but I believe that you still trash 1 card in your hand. But at that point, you don't really care because you are good for the combo. So basically, you don't really need to reduce cost all the way to 0. You just need to reduce the cost a little bit so then you don't pass turn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then also 8 because you can use another Shoutmon. So you can play this for 7 memory, 8 memory, 9 memory, 10 memory. And then as long as you don't pass turn, you are good. I'm starting to suspect that there might be a flaw of my plan, because you still need the 3 memory for Cyberdramon to keep unsuspending. And then if you attack with the WaruSeadramon, then you have to discard 1 card, so you have to discard your Cyberdramons. But I will think about that. But yeah, this is what I'm currently thinking about. Okay, yeah, I may actually adjust the ratios a lot, because now I realize that that is a huge flaw with the plan. But yeah, you probably do need to reduce cost more. Yeah, I did not think that through, but I will revise that deck list. So there's also an alternative way that you can play this combo, and I am also experimenting with a different way. So in this version of the deck, same rookies as before, but with the inclusion of with EX4 Gilmon. And there's no Ignite-mon in this build, but basically the same rookies for drawing, Gabumon for the combo, and then Gilmon, because basically you will play the Gilmon once your once your deck is empty. Garurumon just for extra consistency in case you need another level 4 to go into WaruSeadramon. Black Gatomon because it has Rush, so you can play this once you have the memory. But also it can act as another level 4 in case you do get this Gabumon. So if you get this Gabumon, then you can also go into this Garurumon or this Black Gatomon, and you don't need to rely too heavily on finding this Garurumon, because there are other level 4s that you can Digivolve into. And then, of course, WaruSeadramon at 4. So this deck is different than the other deck. So the other deck, you basically want to play this once you have enough cards they can comfortably digicross into it. So it could be once you are through your whole deck. It could be once you're in the middle of the deck. I actually take that back. I don't think that you need to adjust the ratios. Like, you will be very unlucky if this is like the last card in your deck. But if that's not the case, then it's fine. Yeah, I take it back. You don't need to adjust the ratios. But with this, then you kind of want to play Gilmon and Black Gatomon as you draw them. So here's what I'm kind of thinking. Wisdom training for just extra consistency to find your combo pieces. So wisdom training to find this Gabumon, or finding this Garurumon, or finding this WaruSeadramon. A good amount of your deck are purple cards, so it seems pretty easy enough to do. Purple memory boost, again, to find your combo pieces. So to find Gabumon, Garurumon, or WaruSeadramon. The only things they can't find for your combo pieces are Dimension Scissor and Ruli. A delicate plan. So this is something that I am considering, just because I don't want security checks. But the only issue is that this affects one of your Digimon. So when that Digimon attacks, it doesn't activate any security option effects. So that is like the drawback from using Shoutmon Cross 7 Superior Mode. So this disables all option effects for all Digimon in case you do need to attack with other Digimon. This is only good for one of your Digimon. So if you use it, for example, on Black Gatomon, then this Black Gatomon will not activate any security option effects. But then if you then attack with Gilmon or another Black Gatomon, then those other Digimon might activate security option effects. So I'm considering a delicate plan, but I'm still thinking if there's like a better solution out there. Dimension Scissor, again, of course, at 4, really at 4, just so that I can have a green source in play, so that I can use Dimension Scissor, and Dimension Scissor, of course, so that I can pull off the combo. Analog Youth, so that I can have some more cycling power. So Wisdom Training, Purple Memory Boost, and Analog Youth are all very great cards at helping you to find Gabumon or Garurumon or WaruSeadramon. So it's like, oh, cool. These cards are just very great for helping you find the pieces that you need. And once you find the pieces that you need, you can pop this to gain memory. You can pop this to reduce Digivolution costs. So it's like, oh, cool. It's very easy to even go from level 3 to level 4 to level 5. So then you can actually pull off the combo very easily. The drawback with this is that, you know, you might bottom deck Dimension Scissor or you don't have as much security nullification as with Shoutmon Cross 7 Superior Mode. But this seems like a good deck if I tinker around with it. Calling from Darkness, just so then I can retrieve purple Digimon cards from trash to hand. So just in case my opponent attacks security, they put this Gabumon in my trash, or this Garurumon in my trash, or WaruSeadramon in my trash, then I can just use Calling from Darkness to retrieve those Digimon as my combo pieces. Or if I'm, you know, just attacking, I just need another Black Gatomon or Gilmon to go for game or whatever, then I can just use Calling from Darkness. So it's like, oh, cool. It can help me to build my combo faster if my combo pieces are in the trash. Or for whatever reason, I can grab Black Gatomon or Gilmon if I just want an extra swing in. But yeah, now that I thought about it, I think that this deck is good. It could be helpful if you adjust the ratios of this deck a little bit. But I now also fully realize that's not really necessary. So, okay, with this deck, let's say you keep attacking with WaruSeadramon, you are at 10 memory, and then you have Black Gatomon. There's not really a reason why you wouldn't want to play that Black Gatomon right then. And they can still keep attacking with WaruSeadramon over and over again, and you can still play another Black Gatomon. And then you can still play the cards as you accumulate the memory. And then, you know, Black Gatomon can swing right away. Gilmon can swing once there are 20 or more cards in the trash for both players. So, you know, you just keep building memory to 10. You play Black Gatomon and Gilmon as they come out. You keep swinging, you keep gaining more memory. So this is kind of how the deck plays. With this deck, if you get Shoutmon Cross 7 in the middle of the game, and then you are in a comfortable place, as long as it doesn't pass memory to your opponent, then you can play this right away. Hopefully you still have Omni Shoutmon. Basically, you just need Shoutmon and Omni Shoutmon, and like whatever other mix of Digimon you want. But if you have Shoutmon and Omni Shoutmon to actually use the cards in your trash, Omni Shoutmon, so then you can get that extra security attack, then you're good. And then as long as you do that, you can attack, and then your WaruSeadramon can keep attacking over and over again, getting more memory, getting more card cycling through the deck for you. So if you do that, then I think that you should be good. You can also adjust ratios for more consistency. Again, like if you need more level 4 purple cards, if you want more unique card ID cross art cards and blue flare cards, you can, but I think that this deck is okay at the moment. But I will actually adjust this later on to make it more consistent. Same thing for this deck. I think that it's mostly consistent as it is right now. I just need to figure out how to make it even more consistent with Dimension Scissor, Roli, Suzuki, Yono, and a delicate plan. So just finding these pieces, I gotta figure out how to do it. But I think that they're both in pretty good places right now. But yeah, I just want to talk about the meme idea. I will probably build both versions and edit them. But yeah, this is the meme. The meme of getting access to infinite memory, drawing and cycling through your entire deck, going for swing after swing after swing after swing. But I do want to nullify security checks. So there are probably some other cards that I can use, but I gotta figure out what they are. I do want to mention that Omni Shoutmon isn't entirely necessary for the Shoutmon Cross 7 Superior Mode version. So if you want... I was actually just there, but then I exited. So if you actually want, Shoutmon Cross 7 Superior Mode is a dual color Digimon with red as one of the colors. So you don't need to ignore color requirements. You can just use Fire Rocket to give Shoutmon Cross 7 Superior Mode Security Attack +1. So if you don't want to use Omni Shoutmon, or if you want some extra consistency, you can use Fire Rocket, or you can just take away some Omni Shoutmons, or just take Omni Shoutmon out entirely. You can also use Fire Rocket to give this Security Attack +1. Or any card really to give that Security Attack +1. I just think Fire Rocket is probably the best one because it only costs 1 memory. You can still get infinite memory, but just being 1 cost is still efficient. And if it's in security, then you delete one of your opponent's blockers. But I think that, you can adjust some ratios around. I don't know fully sure. I'm not fully sure if Mervimon is even that necessary. I put Mervimon in this deck just in case I want a blocker to stop my opponent from attacking me. But, I probably can just take out Ignitemon, take out Mervimon, and then put like 7 unique ID card Digimon. So, I'm going to experiment with this build. I'm going to see what works best. But yeah, this is a great idea once WaruSeadramon and BT15 comes out. Like, I don't know how competitive this will actually be. I don't think very, but if you want a deck for fun, then this seems like a very fun deck to use. Like, if you can go infinite in Digimon, gaining infinite memory going through your entire deck, playing Digimon, swinging multiple times a turn, activating no security options. Oh, it's like, oh, cool. It's such a cool effect, but the payoff is good, but it's just kind of wacky to get there. So it's like, oh, cool. It's a cool deck. This seems more consistent than the other build, just because I'm running Wisdom Training, Purple Memory Boost, and Analog Youth. The only thing that I really need is just consistency in getting Roli. But I think that it can be very easily achievable. Like if I put in some Tamer Searchers or whatever. But yeah, I can definitely do it. But both versions seem good in their own way, and I will update this once the time comes if I actually do find success with this deck. But yeah, this was just a fun video to talk about the meme ideas that have been floating around on Facebook. So yeah, I'll see you later.